to do is that they have to align with the industry in giving us the next platform, because this industry has grown in India and we have created our own levels, and we have always been going to the next level.
So what would you want from them?
We would want from them to have this committee at the highest level, interact with the trade, and get their confidence back, so that all the financing continues, especially MSME, and the small irritants are removed in finance.
So engagement at the highest level.
And uniform rate of interest as close as possible, because the rate of interest from one bank to other bank sometimes is ranging between 6 to 7%.
But that's good for you, isn't it? You shop with the lowest provider.
Yes, but there has to be, not everybody has the ability to do that. So there should be, level playing field for them.
Okay. Well, Mr. Mehta, sorry, Rahul, your one request from the banking industry.
The request from the bank, okay, I'll tell you one small issue, and that's where sort of India comes into play. So we have an issue with international banking system. So we have Standard Chartered, ABN AMRO, and some of the other bankers will step back and reduce their exposure lending to this industry. Enter Diamond Bank has already completely gone. So the burden of financing this trade is actually now falling more on the Indian banks, and to that extent, I would request the Indian bank to come forward, because we are the largest player. Internationally, we are competing the rest of the world, and I would want then my bankers to sort of come and support us more than what it has been in the past.
Well, actually, you have here people who have the maximum number of international branches, BOB and SBI, and of course, Induslnd, because of the legacy of having bought the ABN AMRO. To some extent, I guess they are best placed. But now it's the turn of the bankers.
My expectation surprisingly would be the same. So let us have more interaction, maybe once in 6 months. And this is an industry where we are happy. We were very, very happy. And this is an industry which provides us opportunity for funding more of MSME, which is an important area. So, and we have the necessary wherewithal, and we have gained experience of the industry also. So let us have more of interaction, and then let us take it forward. Otherwise, we don't have any issue. And those points mentioned, corporatization, of course, Patnaik said both ways, but corporation nonetheless it is required, and some sort of professionalism at the management level.
Jaykumar?
I would make a couple of points over here. First, I think the comment that has been made, which is to support the small scale industry and refocus on that as an absolute priority for all the banks and priority for the government. So that part of the issue I hope gets resolved reasonably well. There are fairly large amount of refinance programs, so interest rates should be fairly okay. So I see that. The other part is a greater degree of engagement between the industry and the bank, and for the banks also to build in, I mean, it's probably not true about SBI and certainly Induslnd, but it is true for us to build a degree of specialization in that vertical.
Okay, that's a major commitment coming from the bank. What do you want from the industry?
Industry, one, I agree that more and more mutual cooperation is necessary. I have one specific request that when a company goes bankrupt, the industry and the banks should come together, and there should be some respect for the secured lender than the unsecured lender. Quite often we have seen in case of bankruptcies in India, the secured lenders stands behind and the unsecured lenders take back the goods. That is
usually the foreign lender.
Usually the foreign lender, but the goods go away, like we have multiple jugaad ways. That is something, if that stops, that would probably create more and more confidence in the trade, and the banks who are now desperately going for second way out, they would probably not go for that as much. That's me.
Well, I think we got some useful set of suggestions from our very elite panel. One, where they all seem to agree, greater interaction, so more frequent meetings between the banking leaders as well as industry leaders, and perhaps at the higher level of engagement from the bankers as well. A second request is that more international engagement as well, since global banks have stepped out, greater engagement from the banks on that. I think that specific request from Mr. Patnaik that the trade should be more forthcoming and help out secured lenders. And I think the point that the other bankers also made, Mr. Shekar and Jaykumar, that the industry should share the knowledge it has. So in the various interactions, probably you whisper out the bad elements, or at least get generally inform the bankers what the trade already knows.
That can happen in the committee meetings that I have suggested, and I think we have been doing that in the past also, and I think we should continue to do that and work closely with the bankers, but at the same time they should also have confidence on the industry and the council, and they should work. And we have to take this to the next level, because we are still, following some pattern of financing which was, created some 35 years ago. And there is a need of change. That is why in the second session we have international, where alternate financing also we'll be discussing today. So even among the Indian bankers, we would request them to examine what are the other means of protecting themselves and giving alternate funds.
Well, I guess those will be thrashed out in your regular interactions which with both sides have promised. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. I wouldn't ask for Q&A now because you have a lot of other seminars, and perhaps your Q&A